各位媒体记者以及部落客 YouTuber， 大家早安！欢迎莅临2019 DESIGNx TRIPOD 旅行者脚架展演会。我是今天的主持人 Tina。第1个小时会为大家展示我们备受瞩目的旅行者脚架，以及会有其他最新的商品。那在会后的10分钟会提供提问的时间，供大家发问，以及最后会有20分钟的交流时间。那今天我们非常荣幸邀请到美国原厂以及亚太区总代理莅临台湾。接下来容我花一点时间为各位介绍我们本次的嘉宾。首先是美国原厂 Peak Design Head of Global Sales Ryan。接下来是 Peak Design Head of International Sales Look， 以及我们亚太区总代理 CEO Edward， 还有我们的 Founding Partner Chloe。好，那话不多说，接下来呢，再次借用各位热烈的掌声，欢迎今天我们美国原厂以及亚太区的总代理为我们开启今天活动的序幕。
Hello everybody, thanks so much for joining us today. This is my first time to Taiwan. I got in last night and got the opportunity to walk down to the Rao, R-A-O-H-E night market. Yeah, Rao night market. Very beautiful, beautiful city, very nice people. Thanks so much for having us. We think that we have something special at Peak Design, more than just our products, but how we approach our customers, how we approach our partners, and really how we interact with media. And a big part of what we want to accomplish today is help you kind of understand some of that, but then also look at some of our new products that we're very excited about. We know that customers are very excited about it. We want to make sure that you are informed. A tremendous amount of feedback from our customer base is we are bringing a product to market. So Peak Design was started actually when our founder was traveling through Asia. He's a very avid photographer and was getting increasingly frustrated with this camera sort of swinging around his neck. Came up with the concept for what now is known to the world as the capture camera clip. And so Peter came up with the concept of capture, came back to the United States after traveling, put capture clip on Kickstarter and started the company from there. Since then we've had 9 Kickstarters and have increasingly expanded the Peak Design ecosystem, with the goal being everybody who owns one of those cameras, we make using the camera much more delightful by creating a better experience, making it more comfortable, more accessible, easier to travel with. The reason why our products are different is because we get so much feedback from customers. It's our customer base who essentially tells us what to make next, what features that they want. And if you think about how products are typically launched, it is a group of engineers, a group of designers that think this is something that customers will want or need. They develop it and they launch it into the market, and then customers respond one way or another. A big difference for us is when a product is in stores or available, we already know that there's tens of thousands of people that say, yes, this is a good idea. Yes, this is something that we want to use. The overarching goal of our business has been to create a complete ecosystem for our customers. And if you think about what a customer buys when they get a camera, they typically get a bag, they get a strap, and they also get a tripod. And until recently, we haven't been able to deliver on arguably the most used camera accessory, which is tripod. Now the concept for tripod came about during actually that trip that Pete took when he came up with the concept for capture. He also was given the overarching difficulty in carrying a tripod comes from the fact that it is made with these tubes that sort of come together. And the reason why tripods have been manufactured that way is because it's very sturdy, it's very easy to manufacture, but with all of that you lose the efficiency of space. The actual design for tripod, the actual design for tripod started 4 years ago, and the primary goal there was to essentially make a 3D puzzle that perfectly fit together and get rid of all the negative space. This is the most complex product we've ever made. It has 370 components to it, and it is an absolute feat in engineering, design, and aesthetic. Okay, so with that, let's go into the actual unboxing. This is the package that the Peak Design Travel Tripod comes in. Very elegant, actually came from the concept of like a very nice bottle of wine or a nice whiskey. Comes in this protective case. Really for the first time, typically you have to carry a tripod outside of your actual bag because it is so bulky. This tripod being so small and so compact, we know that people are going to want to pack it inside of their actual bag. And so when you're actually out using it in the field and you get dirt and dust and all sorts of things on it, we want to make sure that everything in your bag stays clean. So it comes with this protective case to protect your belongings inside your bag and then also protect the material on the tripod. So the moment we've all been waiting for, let's see the Peak Design Travel Tripod. As you can see, absolute elegance. The smallest travel tripod by volume that can fully deploy. So as you can see, the big goal was to make this as narrow as possible. And so the girth on this travel tripod is about the size of a can of soda or a can of beer. Second goal was to make it beautiful. As you can see, this is the carbon version of the tripod. It comes in two versions, aluminum and carbon. Both look beautiful. The next goal was to make the travel tripod as delightful to use as possible. And a big part of why people are reluctant to bring their tripod with them or use it is because it takes a long time to set up and it takes a long time to collapse. And so we've addressed that by making it incredibly quick to deploy the tripod. So as you can see, you just take the cams off with your fingers, deploys. The record deployment that we have is just under 8 seconds. So the next logical thing that a user is going to work with after deploying the tripod is the ball head. You have this knob here, which actually pops out, so it stays compact when you're not using it, pops out when you need to use it. You loosen this up, and then put the tripod ball head up to the desired height. There is a ball head level that right here that you use to make sure that the center column is perpendicular with gravity. And then after you have your level set, you simply tow in the base plate. This comes with the tripod, like this. Snap it in, and it's securely into the ball head. There are 2 rings on the ball head. The first is to lock your camera into place. It is secure after putting it in, but if you're going to be carrying it around and moving it, or if you have a big camera body and lens setup, you're going to want to lock here. You can see there's a lock and unlock visual indicator. The second ring is for camera articulation. And so this is what we call a tension ring. So you can tighten it or loosen it, and it gives a range of friction. And so depending on the size of your camera and how much you want it to move as you're adjusting it, you can tighten it and loosen it as needed. The ball head fits really any sort of Arca Swiss compatible base plate, including L brackets. There are two pins that can come off so you can fit all different sizes of Arca Swiss compatible plates. There's a hook here, so if you're using this in wind or using this on an unlevel surface, you can put a bag with weight or a sandbag to hold your tripod down, make it more secure. This hook actually also removes, and hidden within the center column is a mobile mount. Mobile photography is on the rise every time a new phone version, both Apple's different versions of phones and Samsung's. There is probably the biggest technological advance that we're seeing is in the realm of their photography capability.
这一个钩子呢，它是旋转的方式打开之后，它的顶端有一个小的磁铁。那这个磁铁是跟它的手机架，它会把这个支架给这样拧出来，这样，然后就可以取出它的手机支架。
And from here, you see you see a lot out in the in tourist areas where people have selfie sticks or people are asking others to take pictures for them. You have that functionality perfectly baked into this tripod. You can also attach it in here and have the longest selfie stick in the world.
对，可以变成超长的这个自拍杆。
Okay, another piece of functionality here is if you want to get a unique view with your camera, you have what's called upside down mode here, so you can hang your camera here. It is a common desired point of view for photographers to be able to shoot from as low to the ground as possible up at a landscape or a building or people. It's a wonderful point of view, but it's difficult to do. And so we have this mode called low mode, where you can get your camera inches off the ground. This ball head actually comes off of the center column. There is a spot for a hex wrench right here. Do you want to take it off? This is another option for getting that very low point of view. So some other things to cover on this travel tripod. The carry capacity is 10 kilos. And one thing that we've learned after exploring and getting into the tripod market is that there is no really universal language or universal standard in how tripod companies talk about weight capacity and overall tripod performance. So in trying to define what makes a quality tripod, we engaged a physicist from the University of Stanford in Palo Alto, California, to really help us understand what makes a quality tripod. And what we learned is that a lot of tripod companies talk about the weight capacity, and that weight capacity has nothing to do with how delightful or user-friendly it is to use a certain weight on their tripod. And our goal is to make sure that what we advertise and how we talk about our tripod, if customers are following those guidelines, they're going to enjoy using this tripod. The quality of the tripod really comes down to stability. And stability can be broken down further into two components. One is stiffness, and the second being damping. So stiffness, how much pressure can I put on this tripod before you actually see some movement in the legs. What damping is how long does it take if the tripod is bumped to vibrate and then stop and go still, okay? And so the Stanford physicists who helped us sort of calculate damping used a metal bar and two big weights and actually measure the time it took to hit those weights and go to a complete stop on the Peak Design tripod versus every other tripod that markets itself as a travel tripod. Out of about 25 tripods that were scored through this process, Peak Design's tripod ended up in the top 3 for just overall performance. And then when you take into account the volume variable, which basically means how small does a tripod compact relative to how large it deploys. The Peak Design travel tripod carbon scored #1 of all marketed travel tripods by the third-party physicist who did the study. We are the only company that has an engineering and design team that works on every single product line that we do, but also works together. Typically what you see is you have individual departments sort of developing their technology without talking much with one another. We have every single member from the design team working on every single category, with the #1 reason being that all of our products work wonderfully together. Integrating our strap and anchor link system into the tripod so that if you don't want to carry a bag and you want to carry your tripod hands-free, you're able to do so by attaching with these 2 points here. So you have an anchor link here, an anchor link that hangs off the tripod here, and then also off of the base hook here. So you really have 3 separate spots to attach a strap to your tripod and carry it around without a bag. There's a magnet there, so once you go